Here at 6 o'clock, we're here for the April school board meeting. So if everybody could please rise, we're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. The flag is right behind y'all. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now we're going to follow it with a moment of silence. Amen. All right, Mr. Martin, I'm going to turn it over to you so you can announce these children.
Thank you so much.
I guess you guys aren't children anymore, are you? Sorry.
Now, for our student recognition this month, we have our choir students here. We have Miss Eubanks. They have done a fabulous job this year. You know, our fine arts department is growing leaps and bounds in everything that they do, and it's wonderful to see. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to Miss Eubanks, and I'll get out of the way.
Okay. I have the helper here tonight. So this is the advanced high school choir, and they are singing, thank you so much. They are singing a song that they're singing at State this week, actually on Wednesday. We leave tomorrow to go to State. And this song is called I Believe. And the text is from a script that was found on the walls of one of the concentration camps in Germany. So it was written by someone who was being enslaved. So anyhow, that's what this song is. We have two soloists. We have Kylie Grigg and Kylie Emerson. We have Kylie Grigg over here. Kylie Emerson and Natalie Burnett. I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay. you're switching. Yes, This is our musical theater ensemble.
Hello.
Small but mighty. They too competed at our assessment, received ones, and will be participating in our state competition on Wednesday. We have 2 solos. This time we actually do have tie break. Wait.
We're gonna do 1, 2, yeah.
Oh, just get it. You aren't doing the solo in this one. Oh Lord, I know what I'm doing. We have Jonathan Ortiz, Kara Presley, and you are gonna do it for sure. Elise Kelly. Okay. All right. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna switch songs here.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever forgotten and not love there? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall on me?
It's raining
guys, that was fabulous. All right, Mr. Martin?
Ready?
Yes.
All right, first on the agenda is our consent agenda. Are there any questions? With that, I'd like to make the recommendation that the consent agenda, financial report, and board minutes of the regular board meeting held on March 13th, 2023 be approved as submitted.
All right, so we have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll motion.
Motion by Adam. Do we have a second? I'll second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? All right.
All right. Up next, we have special education funding renewal, and I'll turn that over to Ms. Brunel.
Yes, sir. Each year annually, we're required to submit an application to the Arkansas Department of Education for our special ed funding. And the application is actually based on what we received this year, and they'll true it up to us next year once we know the number of special ed students that we have. And in our special ed funding, we use our special ed funds for salaries and benefits for a few of our special ed teachers and maybe our paras. We use it for our therapy sessions, and we use it for any supplies and resources that our special ed teachers and our students need. And so in the application, you'll see that we received several different types of funding. We received Title VI-B funding, and we also received some funding for pre-K students, and all our pre-K services are handled by our co-op, and so we pay our co-op to take care of our special ed pre-K students.
Okay.
Any questions?
No.
Okay. With that, I'd like to make the recommendation that the local school district application for IDEA Part B, and 611 and 619 funds for the provision of special education and related services for the school year 23-24 be approved as submitted.
All right, so we have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion.
Motion by John. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Sarah. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay.
Okay, up next, we have the opportunity to add a sport next year. And so I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Ramey, and we're going to talk about bowling a little bit.
All right.
So we are making a request to add men's and women's bowling teams at the varsity level beginning next school year. We know that students that participate in extracurricular activities, whether they be athletics, the arts, or organizations, are more successful in school, they're more connected to school, they have higher attendance rates, generally GPAs are better, less discipline issues and things, and so this is an excellent opportunity for us to expand our athletics offerings for students and to add participation opportunities. And so in your packet, you have our proposal. The second page is just some a kind of quick information. We've talked with the Rogers Bowling Center down on Walnut Street in Rogers. They will allow us to use their facility free of charge. And we've talked to numerous schools around the area. Many of them practice 2 days a week, and so I think our slots are Tuesdays and Thursdays. Next year, I think Rogers, both their schools do Mondays and Wednesdays, and then there's another school that would be Tuesday and Thursday with us. And then Fast Lanes, the Bentonville schools use Fast Lanes for practicing and stuff. And so Rogers Bowling Center will let us at least 2 days a week have the facility free of charge to practice. Our students or athletes that are on our teams can go other days where we're not practicing. They can go down there on an individual basis. I think there's a $2 fee or $3 fee on those days that they would go if they wanted to. This is a AAA sport, so all rules and regulations of the AAA apply. grade point average, residency, where you live, all of those different things, physicals, all of that stuff. And so it's a winter sport. It generally begins in November and finishes in February. It's similar to basketball season. And so that's the time of the year that this would take place. And so we would like to make a recommendation to add men's and women's bowling for next year.
So are there other schools in our district that have bowling?
There are, there's a page in here, it's got our conference. And so for 3A and 4A, we would be 4A. 3A and 4A are together just based on the number of schools that compete in bowling. They have an east and they have a west. And so we would be in the west, and you can see Bauxite, Clarksville, Elkins, Flippin, Gentry, Haas Hall out of Fayetteville, Hackett, Jesseville, Lamar, Lincoln, Mayflower, Ozark, Perryville, and then Pea Ridge would join that group. And so we would compete locally up here in the Northwest region. You get 10 tournaments or 10 matches throughout the year. And then you would come together with these schools for a conference.
For
tournament.
conference, okay.
And so this past year, the conference tournament was in Fayetteville. Next year, I expect it to be more central Arkansas, area, and then the following year, come back up here. So it kind of goes back and forth.
Okay,
But we would compete with those schools for bowling.
all right. Any more questions?
Would it require, do we already have as far as the coach goes? I know bowling is kind of a unique sport. You don't think of like football, basketball, bowling. What would be the qualifications, or do we already have someone on staff that will take on that
Well,
role?
what we're gonna ask for is that we're gonna ask for the teams, we're gonna ask for a stipend, and then we'll.
Okay, so that's kind of like step one, gotcha. Okay, I was just curious.
Just be one coach?
Yes, sir. Similar to not bowling,
Golf.
similar to golf.
Okay.
Okay,
We'll do one coach that will coach both teams, and the stipend amount would be similar to what we do for golf and some of those sports as well.
and I noticed there was a $5 tryout. Do we know approximately how many kids make a bowling team
6 to 10 generally.
for the girls and 6 to 10 for the boys? Okay,
Correct. And if we have beyond that, we could expand and do JV teams, but talking with area schools, year one, just get your varsity teams, and then over
Okay.
time, let it grow.
Yeah, we're excited to provide more opportunity for kids.
okay,
And
all right. Any further discussion? Okay.
We'll have two recommendations with this, one for the forming of the teams and one for the stipend. So with that, I'd like to make the recommendation that we approve men's and women's bowling teams for the 23-24 school year.
All right, so we have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll motion.
Motion by Adam. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by John. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay,
And with that, I would like to make the recommendation that we approve the bowling stipend as presented for the 23-24 school year.
all right, so we have a recommendation. Do we have a motion? I'll make a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Sarah. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay,
Up next, we have something that we've had pre-K for, I think, 7 years now, and we've been at 2 classrooms. We have the opportunity to grow to 3. We have a need for that within our community. What we're asking you today is the request for approval to apply to become an Arkansas Better Chance grantee for the 23-24 school year. Right now, we have all of our slots or spots paid by either the Accelerate grant or through tuition itself. We are actually wanting to apply for ABC spots, which are free for parents if they qualify, so that we can grow to a 3rd classroom. The 3rd classroom would be a split, something we haven't done, 10 3-year-olds and 10 4-year-olds, so that we can start providing service for some 3-year-olds as well. It's much needed. We're gonna apply for 15 spots. The information that you got on there, on the 2nd and 3rd page, is for us being, the funding matrix, or the piece of it is for calculating that we have 10 tuition and 10 ABC. When Miss Ryan and I started pre-K 7, 8 years ago, we were told we could not have ABC spots because there simply weren't any available. Now we're getting to the point through the state that we can start applying for those. I think it's very important that we apply, and I think it's much needed in our community that we continue to grow our pre-K program when we can.
When would we find out if we
Oh,
eligible?
we'll know pretty quick.
Okay.
We feel pretty confident that we're gonna get these spots. We just now have the opportunity this year to be able to apply.
Is the requirement for applying the 3 and the 4? Is that part of the requirement for the ABC is 3 and 4?
No,
Okay,
ma'am.
that's just what we've chosen to do? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Right now, we do not serve 3-year-olds. You have to be 4 on or before, what is it, August 1? This one would be on or before, for 3-year-olds on or before, 3 on or before August 1.
Okay.
So just trying to increase service to community.
And we have the space for a 3rd classroom?
Yes, ma'am. It will not be by Miss Rhines and Miss, oh my goodness. Rosser, oh, my mind went blank for a second. Sorry, Miss Rosser's classroom. It will be across the hall from the intermediate cafeteria, right by the bathrooms, right in there, so that we can, one of the things is we had to have DHS or our DESI now come in and verify that the room works and everything, and it does. It meets all
Okay.
specs and everything, and we'll fully outfit it and everything. We're just not gonna be able to keep them, side by side, but they can see each other through the window. I mean, they're that close, but it's about using the available space that we have to provide service for kids.
And as we continue to grow, and Ms. Ryan's area is going to grow as well, are we going to try to keep her in a classroom as well as being over the program?
At this point, yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right. I don't have any further questions, sorry.
All right. With that, I would like to make the recommendation for your blessing for approval to apply for the Arkansas Better Chance Program.
All right, so we have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll motion.
Motion by Adam. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Sarah. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay.
Up next is personnel.
All right. Did anybody see a need to go into executive session?
I may just.
Okay, all right. So it's 6:24. We're going to go into executive session.